Do you lay awake at night pondering if the Lamborghini Urus is not quite extroverted enough and if the Mercedes Maybach GLS is just okay at displaying your social status? If so, BMW has just the SUV for you. It makes the Lambo look like plain Jane and that stuffy Maybach, well, old and stuffy. The 2024 BMW XM label is its name, and its game is look at me styling and bond-burning performance. Now, before we get to the good stuff, would you be so kind as to click the subscribe button below? We at the Empty Garage love putting together our unique brand of automotive content for you and would certainly appreciate the love. Thank you. Howard Stern liked to say he had a face for radio, which some might say applies to the new BMW XM. We're sure you all have strong opinions that we'd like to hear, by the way, but I think we can all agree that BMW has gone off their typical design script with this range-topping hybrid super SUV. Not since Chris Bangle famously butchered the behind of the 7 Series some 20 years ago has a BMW been so polarizing. My, what big kidney grills you have, my dear. Whether you like it or not, you better get used to it, as the XM and its generational shift in design language will surely lead the way on the rest of the lineup when it comes to style. And if you're hoping that somehow the famed M division will escape this fate, forget it. The XM is only the second vehicle to be entirely designed by that M division, the other one being the M1 supercar from the 1970s. We say embrace the funky, fresh, faceted face that only a mother could love, because underneath those bulging bumpers and, in the words of BMW, graceful geometry, lurks a beast unlike any other to ever power a road-going M vehicle. Like high fashion, we may not get the BMW XM label's looks, but we definitely get its M-powered performance. And really, friends, isn't that what we're here for? There is a base BMW XM model powered by a twin-turbo V8 mated with a plug-in hybrid system good for 644 horsepower, but the Empty Garage is naturally fixated on the Label variant, formerly known as Label Red. This awkwardly named XM trim is truly electrifying, with both the horsepower and torque outputs measuring 738. 577 of those ponies and 553 pound-feet of that twist are churned out by the internal combustion engine. The rest comes courtesy of an electric motor, the permanently excited type, fed by a 19.2 kilowatt-hour battery pack. This potent hybrid setup is sandwiched between the gas motor and the 8-speed wet multiplate automatic transmission. Using the nifty pre-gearing stage to multiply torque, the electric motor can send up to 332 of those torques to the wheels. Speaking of nifty, the variable valve system on the V8 can close the exhaust valves during deceleration to reduce engine braking and punch up the level of regenerative braking. Not impressed? Consider that a similar powertrain is mounted in BMW's hybrid V8 race car currently competing in the North American IMSA series, with plans to hit up the 24 hours of Le Mans next year. So yeah, it's a serious bit of engineering. Now, the 2024 BMW XM label tips the scales at a robust 6,000 plus pounds, so canyon carving M3 it is not, but that didn't stop BMW from trying. To wit, the XM label has adaptive dampeners, active roll bars, a 4-wheel steering system, and active roll control that'll keep the XM unnaturally flat in the corners. It runs a rear-biased AWD system, has an electronically controlled limited-slip rear differential, and M compound brakes that feature floating 6-piston front calipers and floating single-piston rears. The better to stop your 3-ton mass from a 175-mile-per-hour top speed run, my dear. Bigness and blingness continues with the gargantuan 23-inch rubber swaddling, interesting wheel designs. Said rims, which offer shiny gold accents, are wrapped in summer performance tires which have enough slick to pull 0.98 Gs on the skid pad per Edmunds. This is an impressive figure for such a whale of a vehicle to achieve, and one that surely resulted in the clinching of a few keisters. Oh yeah, BMW says the XM label can do the 60-mile-per-hour sprint in 3.6 seconds. No big deal. Keep in mind, Car and Driver clocked the base XM at 3.4 seconds for the same run, and BMW is famously conservative with these metrics. Kinda makes you want to line up an XM label, a Lambo Urus, and well, all the other exotic SUVs, of which there are many, for a drag race. While waiting for everyone's launch control systems to give the green light in this scenario, you, in your BMW XM label, could lean back in the big, bolstered front throne and ponder the meetings and arguments that surely took place at BMW to agree that a three-dimensional, sculptural headliner finished in faux suede with 100 LED backlights was a good idea. Good luck replacing that. That being said, when you've plunked down 185 large for your swanky new Beamer, perhaps outrageously complex headliners and associated repair bills are of no concern. You can go even bigger by asking for a thick red stripe of Toronto red bodywork to be applied around your XM's belt line. It even comes with garish red trim accents. Tick that box, and the one for the 20-speaker, 1,475-watt Bowers & Wilkins audio system bonanza and the price tag crest $190,000. Hot dog, that's a whole lot of money for an SUV, but at least it's a hybrid, right? Well, yes, it is. Technically, the BMW XM is a plug-in hybrid, but if you think being a hybrid translates to efficient use of gasoline, you would be mistaken. In fact, the XM has almost comically poor economy of 14 miles per gallon combined. Certainly the 46 miles per gallon equivalent metric sounds better until you compare it to what some say is the most oxymoronic electric vehicle in human history, GMC's new Hummer EV. One of the few current vehicles to compete with the BMW XM on audacity, the new Hummer is actually more fuel efficient on an MPG-E basis than the BMW XM label. But come on, who cares about fuel efficiency when your right foot commands 738 horsepower? You may get funny looks driving your BMW XM, heck, you might even see pointing and laughing. But when that twin-turbo electrified V8 roars to life, it's safe to say you'll be the last one laughing.